This is well, Forces in PlayStation, and we are here for a round race back for Cachamp. I do apologise, we are a bit late to start due to issue in my end with the game, but we are here now. I also do apologise, but so we are here now. So let's get into the action here. So yeah, it's Cachamp, one of the best circuits on the calendar. And it's one of the most historic circuits on the calendar as well, so it has very much got an esteemed place in the Formula 1 tracks that have been one of the tracks that Formula 1 has visited. So at the moment we do have Simon on pole. It is a... well, actually no, Jerome Visser has just went on pole himself. So, if I am... assuming I'm not to be stunned corrected, well yeah, Jerome is our championship leader, and he's just shown that although Snipes is just went quicker, and now MedTC has went quicker than Jerome. See, MedTC sliding in just a little bit behind Snipes, just probably well, 100th really. Yeah, that is right. Well, Jerome was won last race, probably one of the most dominant race wins. Didn't take pole, but was able to take the lead early on and just clear off. And then, meanwhile, Roby, who was the championship leader before last week, put them out. He just had one of them Grand Prix he's happened to have a couple times this season, where if he isn't winning, he's not scoring. And while it is not here tonight, if I'm not mistaken, so not good news for his championship prize here. It's actually see. So Sipes is on pause. If Fleddy's now went to third, so you see how competitive this bad is getting. Mid 42 seem to be the order of the day so far, although we'll probably see some drop into the low 42s. And sometimes when you do so many laps, I'll see you're not really going to be doing enough laps that the time you find starts diminishing. So you are going to see people gaining on time, especially as Spa being as well. Depending on how you drive it, it's either 7,004 meters or 6,999 meters. So that being 7.004 kilometers or 6.99 kilometers. That does depend on the line you take here. That's just some extra information for you. Anyway, we have times for real much heavy drivers, Medsport and Lewis RC. And now, just want to just make a mention here while we are in a qualifying lull period. Just make sure to check out GT Omega. They are a title sponsor of PSGL, and they have some brilliant products for your racing. So if you do fancy getting an upgrade on some things, why not go there and buy something, especially when you can use the discount code PSGL for 5% off. I'll see links will be in the description there. So, moving on Simon, so as he's coming through some Brussels, I believe, and now to no name. So see what it had, and now coming out towards Pouan. It's become nearly like the new old Rouge, with the way you have to be so committed. You have to just make sure you know how to brake just enough, just to keep it on the road. Whereas old Rouge has to go flat. It's, oh, this is not good for Simon. And that runs aboard, but good news for Spa actually is that, well, your ERS does not go down that much. Although I would say this leaves you in a tight window, because even then, even if the ERS is there, tyres might not be. Let's see now what time I'm gonna do. 2 minutes 20. I'd say if you pitted now, you wouldn't be getting in a final run after that. Or no, he's well, he's took to the pits here. This may be the end of Simon's qualifying. It is. It is. He has retired. That means qualifying is finished for Simon, who was temporarily on provisional pole from when I was first up to get this going. Now his teammate at BO5 is on a lap here, so we'll go on board to the true route. Obviously, already went through that source, and that was such a crucial corner for the time here in sector 1, because that is it turns everything off to get straight, and now here into the comb. It's actually a really not fast entry in, and that's if you can get that, it's not really too bad, because ultimately it's a couple of corners, so if you're coming in quick and you're able to shave off the speed, it's fine. Brussels, and now to no name. So they're coming on towards Pouan. They're seeing. No, it's getting through it just fine. And see, the time here is to be found. And then just see, can he go through these couple of corners a bit better than his teammate? He absolutely can. And then we are. Well, the quarter part of here. That's already through Campus and Savalo. And now coming up towards Blanchemont. You'll see absolutely flat here in these conditions. No issues. And then down towards the bus stop chicane. Oh, that's just right thankful there. That the Mercedes wasn't really as much in the way as he might have thought. But either way, it is good enough for P8 on the grid. So now we need to pay attention to the people coming across the line. And then you see twist out lap. So that will be. And now I just see Marcel finding a couple of tenths. You see 43.1 will be. We need to get a bit more here in this last sector really in order to really shoot up this grid. Although even any improvement here would see a couple of positions. And you just see fourth gear in this bus stop. It is very much the theme to just keep the gear stay high for the stability. And Marcel was able to go to 9th. Obviously, first person to take a checker flag. That will. First person to finish, and that might be a little costly in a way. As MNT Kilcree makes a Red Bull 1-2, and he has absolutely shot up to at one time as he's cleared it. Snipes 42.5 is the best he could do, and MedTC is not doing anything either because him and I believe the Ferrari there of Just Belgium is oh, they're both gone out, and that sucks them out. P4. So next thing, Fletty didn't find the time improvement. That's actually Marcus Costa. That went to P3. It's actually no, Jerome has went to 2nd, just 4,000 off that pole position. Mardell, who took a daily pole position last time out, is well, not going to be taking that this time. P8 will be the position from Ryerdale. So then that leaves us with Trust Twist, who is improving, mind you. We must watch and see what this time can be. It's good enough for P8, so decent effort for well, Curity Twist now. So I just said Trust Twist over habit. Either way, that is your qualifying over and done with, unless that'll be a 5 is into the pit lane. So no lap there. So, this is your qualifying results. MT Kilcree on pole position. And, well, been just managing to able to beat your championship leader, Jerome. Then Snipes in P3, Max Costa P4, Metisi P5, Tux P6, Fleddy P7, Twist P8, Ryder P9, and Simon Quiz top 10. And a P5 in 11th, Marcel in 12th, Liga Blocks 13th, Edrex B 14th, Tito 15th, Trust Bell B 16th, Lewis 17th, KK 18th, and Med Sport is 19th. So here we are going for the race now. The strategy is usually medium hard or hard medium, but safety cars can happen as well for Kasham. Obviously over to this track invites overtaking, and sometimes overtaking in battling can invite a crash or two. This is all it takes, it's just one slight misjudgment from somebody and they'll be, well, they will very much be, well, in the wars if they start to misjudge things. As well, I will just inform you, Roby has a race ban. That is why he isn't here, so I just need to look up. But 5 red lights, drivers. It's lights out here, and we are racing as Spa-Francorchamps. I have to see now, as Jerome got the start he would have wanted. As both seem most people to be on the hard tyres, from what I can see. As that's Jerome gone off track. You see Snipes here. Snipes going to take the opportunity and make this a Red Bull 1-2 heading up Eau Rouge. So as they go one by one pretty much, and maybe sometimes by 2. Yeah, I'm going to see Jerome now trying to fight back, maybe get back into that second place, and if he can do that, it'll be a bit of damage limitation. As it's down the inside, as I see Snipes, oh, he's been caught there. As he on the outside initially puts you at a tight angle on the inside, and that's allowed Jerome to slip back into second place. Meanwhile, just down the order, it seems like everyone's got through cleanly, or at least with each other. As I can't speak for what may have happened further down, because we were watching that battle for a second position. You can see everyone through Poulon. Seems like nobody's got a problem here. As we'll get up the tyres. Everyone on hards, except for Midsport. So here we are, towards the end of lap 1. Your order is remaining fairly similar, and I'm going to show you here. It seems like our top 4 are very much similar. Toxtown, TC, swap places. It's that Simon and Twist battling each other at the exit of the bus stop, and it looks like Simon's got the place. Although Twist may look to dive back down the inside. He's going to try to take the inside line, and it looks like Simon on the outside is able to get traction down a little quicker. However, as you come up towards Eau Rouge, the line you take here will be crucial, and you just see how Twist is being a little more straight lined than Simon was, and this means Twist now gets a little bit of a boost. He will be gaining and gaining, and it is going to be, it looks like, oh, that is not tracked it, but Twist has the position over Simon. That's actually, oh, that's Fleddy. Fleddy's gone. And up and onto Alonso 2010. He's gone on the exit of the comb. And he has dropped down all the way down here. It's actually, that's Snipes. Snipes is actually down here as well. So I just, my bad. I think we were watching one battle, and it just seems like we missed the other. Yeah, I believe Snipes, yeah, he just actually may arguably have done a little bit before. So now it's Kilcree versus Jerome for the win here pretty much so far, as it seems like Marcus Costa is holding in on a best of the rest role in this Grand Prix, which will be filling that last step of the podium. Okay, maybe will be a safety car, could bring it back into it. If you can get that and maybe stick with these guys, it won't look so bad. Platform says DRS enabled, so this will be crucial. Jerome would know all about this because, well, he was able to use that last week to pass and then to clear off into the distance. Whether he'll be able to do the same this week is a whole other story. But in light of Roby's race plan frankly, it was not the highest standard of driving last weekend, and he just pulled over and just stopped on track to burnouts. So that is why he got a race ban. You see, there's also parking next to a marshal post, so not sure what was doing there, but anyway, it has been punished. And it seems like Marcus Costa is actually catching up a bit here. He was a little like in a high 2-second margin, but now it's come back down towards just nearly flat twos. And if he can just keep on closing the way he is, it would be put him in this fight, and it would also bring some others into the fight here. Well, actually, that's leader gap there. Apologies. We are on for interval. There's more at 1.2, 1.3. This will be the important things, because if you can get that into 0.9, your life becomes a lot easier, because now you've got DRS to drag you around pretty much entirety of sector 1. Let's see through here. It's gone nice. There's picking off exits. Marcus Costa set the fastest lap of the race. It's going to be important now, especially if you can claim them kind of points here and there. It can add up towards the end of the season. So you see, as Jerome is a little closer this time, you see. He's now burning a bit. He's getting closer, gaining. He's going to pull up to the right of Red Bull and just not quite close enough. He's just decided, I'm not going to risk it there. I want to just keep this P2, because this P2 will be a great result for me in this championship. Although we would have to pay attention to Kilcree, because Kilcree is the third place man in this championship and could very much put himself into contention for this championship with a win here today. Although only 3 rounds left, it could be a tall order to do all that if Jerome ends up keeping up around this these places situation of P1, P2 in P3. So that's Jerome improving again. I see these hard tyres here are going to be improving. So tomorrow I believe it's starting to fall out. He is falling out of the margin here. But no, 1 second margin required for DRS, and that means then be vulnerable to the other Mercedes and TC. See, TC picked up points last week for the first time since Canada, so it's going to maybe just start at 4, but that's not the way you want it. Actually puts you in trouble more than anyone, because just going a bit deep there, you don't want it. So you see Jerome is past Kilcree. The Alpine has done it, and once again it seems like we've had an Alpine of Jerome switch into the race lead after a couple of laps. So you see Jerome now, this is what you're thinking of. Do I actually have the pace to pull away? Because if I don't, then, well, Gilcree's got the ERS to start pushing on back on him. Although, to be fair, ERS can be regenerated around Spa in somewhat, because you're not burning up all that much in the first place given the low wings. So you see Marcus Costa 1.1. I think you nearly need to be burning here yourself, just if you can get a bit there for the start finish straight. It would make your life a lot easier then. If you can get it on the camel straight, then you're really in a good position. This has just missed out this time around, but the exit there is good. That's going to go in within the 1 second. Marcel Grizzly has set the fastest lap of the race. Some people get... Hold on. There's a bit of a gap that they've just formed there between Med Sport and Fleddy. Not sure what happened there, but it's happened. That's actually Marcus Costa with the DRS, so this could become a 3-horse car race for the victory, as that's the other Mercedes passing for P4. So Med TC now will be looking to nearly start closing in on his teammate, and if that happens, that will be a sign that people here will be... Maybe the top two might even be that clear of the rest of the field. So Jerome just keeping that lead. It's not doing too badly. So Gilcree's now having to burn a little, just to maybe see if he can get closer. And see Marcus Costa. He's getting comfortable here. This could be a case where the Mercedes could actually be the fastest driver today, but whether that the qualifying position may hurt, as that's actually we've just caught Snipes. Snipes has broke off his wing, and that's brought out a VSC. Oh, I don't want to take a gamble here, but actually there's only one person who's on the medium, and that's Medsport. I think this safety car benefits absolutely nobody except him. Well, actually, we've got Lewis into the pits. Medsport, ironically, is staying out here, so I am unsure as to what is being planned here, but it is being planned. So now we are back underway, and it seems like once I check for penalties, yeah, nobody's got penalties, so we will racing will see one of the worst things that could happen to a driver here. It's just been it's speeding on your delta and just then it being called in. You can see actually Marcus Costa actually lost out there. Seems like he got caught out with this restart, and now he's fallen back out of the DRS. Oh well, or actually no, sorry, yeah, that's wrong gap. He is just still back in, although it is a little more close than it was before. You see, not too bad for Marcus. Is actually Med DC's now in. Thanks to Mao, could nearly do with just finding a little bit of time here, and he could be enjoying this too. As you just see there, already burning, knows that well, this could be close. Well, he's got the DRS, and once you have that, Spa becomes a lot more enjoyable. see. So not much change between Jerome and Kilcree. It seems like Kilcree is hanging on better than Ryerdale did last week. In terms of just trying to stick with Jerome. Whether Jerome here, he's starting to build back the ERS. He's decided to burn some just there. He's hanging on well though, so it seems like it is pretty much a stalemate between these two, but the cards seem to be in Jerome's favour at the moment, as that's Medsport, I believe, going off. Well, here's Horsey. Is that must be getting a bit nearer, and you might see some on-track company sooner than he would have thought. Key here though is, can he make them tyres last, or is he going to think, I'll make a second pit stop and go for maybe just pure speed? Although that's a purple sector too, it seems. It's not going to be too bad. It's actually Security Twist sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. So as the point goes to Twist at the moment. So we'll just keep an eye on these Medsports into the pit. Probably thinking he could have done that a lap or two ago, and it would have been a free pit stop, and been a way back into the race. You see, not much change here for the top use. That's LP5 past Edrex, so you see Edrex will go up a couple of positions. Oh, and just touching that curb there, that's always just a little bit heart in the mouth moment, because you just don't know how that curb will treat you. In some cases you will be fine, like Edric was, and maybe just a little wobble, but it could be a lot worse for somebody who might just cross it maybe a lap later. I know, it's at the moment it is the remaining status going to Jerome is starting to pull that gap a bit. It's that both of them have been burning, so they've decided to go for it now, and they just see Jerome probably thinking, if I can just break this DRS, I'm going to be in such a good position here. As you just see there, he's managed to break the second, but Kilcree ends up getting the DRS back. The question now is Kilcree have enough here just to stay with it this time? It doesn't seem so. Jerome is just not. It's managed to break that DRS gap, and that has meant that he should now be clearing off very much into the distance here. Because once again, he's managed to just lay down the laps, and put the consistency all together, and just be able to slowly pull away. Even if the qualifying isn't quite able to get that pole position. So it looks like 1.7. You'll see the difference now is starting to show. Let's show just that confidence you get from being able to pull out that gap, and now you're just going on and on. So it is all coming together for Jerome Visser. And this could be on course for a second win in this championship, and it will be a huge boost to his championship, which was already looking pretty good after last week, as that's Kilcree into the pit lane. It is well, you would say it's an unscheduled stop, but even then, you're just thinking this is probably just a gamble. Actually, he took the gamble. And Kilcree thinks maybe now's the time, although some other people are thinking the same. We do have Marcel, Ryerdale and Little Blocks all going for the same strategy. So clearly they feel as these tyres will do more than enough in terms of grip and also have the lasting. It was that Max Costa has dropped the place, or maybe not actually. No, just about kept ahead of his teammate, but that's probably opened up the gap to Jerome further, and that would allow Jerome some breathing room in a way. And just considering where Kilcree has come out. Kilcree has come out with about 2 seconds to the car in front. And just the information there, Royal and Lewis are on the same piece of track, so you could see some people do it in a much nicer position now than it was maybe before the VSC. So moving on here, it is still Mercedes v Mercedes, and that's one Mercedes into the pit lane. It is Marcus Costa, and Kjorti Twist decided to follow him in, and he's really wants to close up there in the pit lane. So this could be a big crucial moment here. If Kjorti Twist was able to get in and get out ahead of that mark, although it doesn't seem like he can this time. And see more people, Edrex, Tito, and so on. As I see Ryerdal coming out now. Is it coming out ahead of Lewis? Well, already ahead of Lewis, but it's going to be coming out just around Simon, and it's going to be gaining so much here up onto this Camel Straight. As these two will be side by side, and well, now they're going to see an Alpine ahead, and now we're going to see an Aston Martin in between them. As well, was able to follow through the slipstream of Royerdal and take that position. So not looking bad now for Lewis. He's been able to jump up a couple of places. That's Medsport retiring in the pit lane, so that's our first retirement of the race. Well, second actually. Snipes is already out. As that's thrown into the pit lane, he's been able to take a little more liberty with his pit stop. That's probably going to make all the difference here. I see Med TC into the pit lane, Tux Tamao into the pit lane. Maybe White in the pits, Keki in the pits, and that's going to be everyone having made their first stop. You see Marcus Costa jumping up ahead of a few of these, ahead of his teammate. Twist has managed to potentially jump here, although actually no, MetTC out ahead, although this would be a side by side to Eau Rouge in a way, but it seems like Marcus Costa got the job done. Here of MetTC is with these cold tyres. Can he survive? As you just see here, both with DRS, but Twist has probably got the run. This is almost a Hakkinen Ricardo's on the Schumacher moment, but it is Marcus Costa on top. Twist has now become the filling in a Mercedes sandwich. And meanwhile, in all of that, Kilcree 2 seconds out of Jerome. So, well, they had some action there, but the real concern is Kilcree has made huge gains here. So now Jerome, this isn't an easy fight for him anymore, or what I would have thought it was. He will have 2 laps younger tyres, but he's now got 2 seconds to catch up. So, I just have to say, these races can throw up a lot of surprises. I wasn't sure about Gilcray, although he did have that bit of clean air to work with, which would have been the key. And you see Jerome as he closed in a little. But Gilcray now holds all the aces again, because with that track position and the gap, it's going to take a little bit of time here for Jerome to close back up, and by then the best of his medium be gone. And mind you, there may still be a point at which the tyres of Gilcray end up being... that's Twist! That is Twist! Up into the podium! So Twist is not doing too bad for himself here. As I believe Twist is the 5th place man in the championship, being Roby's teammate. And this will not be a bad result at all for the Aston Martin driver. You see Jerome 1.3, so he has a bit of pace here. Whether it's just make sure he can continue this over the next couple of laps. Because one thing is Spa is, it's not that many laps you need to make again. There is opportunities because it's a long track, but as the lap, you know each lap goes by and just realise, well, that's one less opportunity for me to make that move. As that's Jerome into DRS territory. This will be a big thing here. And I think he sees Bird as that's Marcus Costa off. And that is not sure how that's happened, but he's went from batting with one Aston Martin for a podium to another for the 8th position. And that's right down into the pits, and I think he's been caught up there because something's happened. And he's now had to strap on soft. And that's up. Any points for Ryder Dow gone. That's meant TC picking up a penalty, and Lewis picking up another penalty. Is that Lewis gone off? So nope, not battling with Aston Martin anymore. It is Marcus Costa because, well, the one he ended up with has managed to drop further down. And see now for Jerome, it's not looking too bad for him because he can still claim the win here today, and if he can do that, I believe that, if I am not mistaken, he will be the first person to win twice in a row this season. Well, Keane did win 2 races in 3 rounds, but that was rounds 1 and 3 before he got promoted. Well, Gilcray thinking I need to make sure I use the VRS just a little bit wherever and then keep some for later on, because that may well be the difference between victory and or 2nd place for the man in the Red Bull. As he just seen it close but not close enough, does it lose into the pit lane to retire, and that's the 3rd retirement of the day. So you just see a Ferrari past the Williams, so as I see one Williams past another is kicking going down the inside of Bruxelles. Oh, Vedrix. It's just, oh, had to go on. Oh, that's so, oh there. That's unfortunate. Bukeke, he's got 3 time penalties and multiple warnings. On Edrix, he's had to do his very best rally impression, because that was not an easy car to control. It just went one way, didn't he? And he tried to correct it, goes the other, and kept on going that way until maybe he got us a little bit of a handle on it. Just see there, Jerome once again, just sitting there really, probably waiting for the opportunity. Let's just see, when is the moment to burn? So Jerome is around 6/10 off. I don't think he'll be close enough this time round, but whether he'll be able to maybe close up in sector 3 and then set it up for maybe a pass here, this would be probably the best plan of attack for him, or the most conventional one anyways. But maybe an unconventional move might be the one that gets him the win, because well, he is probably going to struggle to pass here if he doesn't have the ERS to compete, although it seems like it's going in his favour. He's been well able to regenerate the ERS after using it for periods of time, so this will be looking alright for him. That's full. Oh, that's full safety car. That sucks him out of the Grand Prix. Yep, he's gone. In the same place George Russell went after his car got hit by a tyre. That is a full course safety car, and that has flipped this race. Drone stayed out. Drone has stayed out. This is turning everything here in the race on its head. As well, that's Kilgreen for the softs. Others, they're staying out. Kilgreen is the only one to take the gamble here, as he feels like his pace there would be shit. And it seems like, well, we'll get passed by Keke maybe. Maybe not, no. We won't be passed by Keke, but arguably, purely by the volume of cars required to pass, this might not be a great call. So we are now left with a very interesting set of affairs. It is Jerome leading the Grand Prix on the medium tyres, as the person who he was trying to hunt down decided to take the plunge through the pits, and he is on the soft compound tyres. All of this is just going to leave you now with a very precarious situation where there's going to be someone trying to fight his way through these cars, but whether he'll be able to catch up to those ahead of him quickly enough that he'll have the grip to pass, and then maybe pull a bit of a gap before them tyres start to wear off a little. So we have almost everyone here, but I think we'll be another lap, because this is only the lap on which everyone's pretty much done on it, either an out lap or just first lap, full lap on the safety car. So one more lap here, probably on the safety car, waiting for the, well, I see one Alpine at the front, 1 Alpine right at the back. Royal, his debut was quite nice. This race, not quite as nice. So, this is the key. This is, well, the crucial juncture in the race. You are waiting for a safety car to come in. You are probably on, let's say, Kilgree in the soft tyre. What is your idea here? You need to go for it, but you can't afford to maybe try start passing people right on the line, because if you do, and it's done, but well, if you do it before the line, you are going to be in a serious bit of bother with the stewards, and that would very much cost you the race win here. So, yeah, waiting. It is going to be a exciting restart here. That's it. Even for these medium runners, especially like Keke, well, Belgium and and Fletty, you're going to be a bit worried here because you have soft runners right behind you. It's not as if there's buffers here. Or like, let's say, Jerome Twist Mid, TC, Simon. You know there's going to be people there behind you who are going to have to deal with a soft runner or potentially soft runners before you do. So let's see now, they're going. We are going. Jerome decided to take off early. So now he is also just maybe trying to start building a gap here, because if he can do that, I don't think Kilcree would have enough time or laps or tyre wear to go for anything here. Kilcree will be really thinking, I want to be making a move here as soon as possible. Now here you see it, the grip is showing. He's just closed up a lot there, and now you just see he's not going to make a move no Rouge, but he could really make the time needed to make a move here through a Rouge, and he has. He's gained it. Sorry there, but we are back. Kilcree's made the move, has won, and he is up out 2.5 laps ready to do it. This will get down to the wire. Just what can he do? Can he make that move? Will it be a move? We'll make the moves here. It doesn't seem like though. It seems like it might have been a bad gamble to go for this. You would have probably thought other people would have pitted, and this may be the costly thing. As you see, coming towards the bus stop here, you're going to have to dive it really. As he's went at a look, he tried to force the issue. It seems like everyone else is just coping fine. They're not really being caught here by the soft tyres. As they seem to be they do wear here at Spa, as 1 lap is a long lap for these tyres. just see here the time's only really been made up here on Rouge. And you just seeing it. Obviously, Mercedes Marcus Costa has moved over. And see Tito picking out time penalties. Oh, that's clambering off like a blocks. And so that's actually Tito as well. So you'd think these two may have made contact. And that would probably be investigated by the stewards. Meanwhile, no issues for Jerome here. Looks like this could be the second win in a row for Jerome Visser. And this may be him really stamping his authority on this title race, and it could be a second PSGL title in 2 seasons. Oh, that's mid-TC gone. That is mid-TC out of contention for points here. He has lost it around Stavolo, and it has cost him dearly. And he's picked up a 3-second time penalty for struggles. That is not good news, as Kilcree's now up to 4th. It is... well, DRS is enabled. Kilcree has managed to creep up a bit. The problem is, it's just not enough laps. And he wasn't high enough up the grid to go for anything here. Go for the win. Jerome has had no problems. On the QRT twist here, might still stand a chance here taking it off him if he can close up, but it seems like neither of them have the ERS, and that's a good thing for Jerome. It limits the maximum possibilities. So Tino's left the session until he's retired. NTC is also retired, so that is another 2 retirements to add. Kilcree is going to get the podium, but whether this will be an on-track podium or a penalty podium is another thing. As at Simon, he's had a little moment there that could leave him a bit vulnerable, especially as you don't really want your rhythm gone here at the end, so you're going to have to just watch it now a little at the car. Maybe the grip's going. So now you see, it has been a bit difficult. He's had to, thought maybe he could have had to work for a bit more, but that safety car choice has done the trick for him. Jerome Visser, P2 to P1 once again. He wins at Spa-Francorchamps. QRT Twist takes home a well-armed P2. Kilcree gets P3, but it will be annoyed. That could have been more. Marcel 4th, LB5 5th, Simon 6th, Belgium 7th, Marcus Costa 8th, KK9 to Blady in 10th. And that will be, we'll see, Maridal 11th, Edrix 12th, and Liquid Blocks 13th. That is your race. So, there is your race, because, well, it has been okay. It was exciting there towards the end, but it is now going to be a second win in a row for FPR Drone, and this could really stamp its authority on things, because, well, another 16 points for Jerome Visser, with no points for Roby, and Kilcree probably only taking 10 when he could have took 16. So, after all this, Jerome, actually with a fastest lap, takes a full 17 points home, And that puts him well clear of the rest in this championship fight with 3 races to go. As Twist in P2, Kilcreek P3, myself P4, and P5 P5, Simon P6, Bell B7, Marcus Costa 8, KK 9, Fleddy 10, then Myrdal, Drex and the blocks for your non-points finishers, and then the DNF score Med TC, Tito, Toxic Tomato, Lewis, Med Sport and Snipes. Some of them were classified, but obviously they did not complete the full laps because they either retire or crash out. So that's it. You are that is your race. I'll have to say then, it is it was very enjoyable. I'm sorry that quantity made me I had to the commentary wasn't the best, but we are here. This is done our best here, and thank you all for watching. Once again, make sure to check out GT Omega for 5% off on their products using the code PSGL, link in the description. So thank you all for watching, and bye.